This is one of the gates that controls the flow to the water wheel. Determines how fast it spins and how fast the corn grinds. There's the arm that goes to the window. The guy can reach out the window and control the speed of the water wheel with that gate.
We got it closed today. This was known as the Becky Cable House. Lisa and Greg purchased the land from John P. Campbell and built this house in 1879 with lumber from Cable Mill. It is believed to be the first all-frame house in the Cove. Originally, it was located south of its present location on Forge Creek Road.
They used to fix holes in the floor. They'd take the lid off of an old tin can or something and nail it to the floor.
This house was first used as a store, and later it was turned into a resident and a boarding house. An active life. Rebecca Cable was better known as Aunt Becky to the Cades Cove community. She bought this house in 1887 with her brother Dan, and together they operated a store out of it for 8 years. Residents of Cove were without a doubt familiar with the Cables. Now, Aunt Becky never married, and she owned over 600 acres in the Cove and kept busy, taking care of the farm and raising cattle, doing chores, spinning, weaving, knitting, among other tasks. When her brother was hospitalized and his wife contracted tuberculosis, Aunt Becky took in her nieces and nephews.
This was the first wood frame house in Cades Cove. This will be your corn crib, and they park their wagons and stuff underneath it. They would open that door right there and they'd shuck the corn here and they'd throw the corn up into the corn crib. Some people may not know, but a corn crib is where you kept your dried corn in the wintertime, fed it to your animals, and you also take some for yourself and take it to the mill and have it ground for cornmeal. This is an old sorghum mill. The sorghum, this has a big arm on it, and a horse or a mule or something turns it, and it turns this wheel. And the sorghum goes through here, drains into this. There's a trough cut in it, and there's a pipe. There's usually a pan or something that catches it. This is an old sorghum pan. They've constructed this fireplace here. They built a fire in it, and the sorghum they pour it in and it'd run down this pan and it would cook as it came out the pan. Then it would come out this hole right here when it was finished, and they would bottle it or jar it, whatever they did with it.
So this is their old barn.
This is an old horse-drawn sickle mower. That mower would drop down and you pull this with a team of horses and it would cut your hay for you. This is an old homemade wheelbarrow. What's left of it. It took a round of wood. Looks like they put a piece of rubber around it and made their front wheel with it.
And this is just right out from the barn.
This is a horse-drawn hay rake. They'd rake the hay up in rows with this, and then they'd come out with the wagon and pitchforks and get the hay up. And they would either put it in the barn loft up here or make hay stacks with it. This is an old yoke, and And I think you would probably put a team of oxen together with this one. I don't know if it was for horses or oxen. And that you would hook your implements to this, and that's what they would pull the rake and the wagons and the hay cutter and all that stuff with.
Here's another corn crib, y'all. It's got a corn crib on each side, and then they can park their wagons underneath.
That's probably one side of the corn crib was for their animals, and one side of the corn crib is what they ate from.
See, all these Homestead always made sure there was creeks on them. Because you gotta have water to make the Homestead function.
So it was a shed. Probably 3 or 4 times the size.
So here's their front porch. This is looking off their front porch. They had a pretty view.
Must have made this a bedroom later on.
Probably cut that window out right there to let heat into this room.
So they tore the original rock fireplace out and bricked it.